Hello! It has been quite some time since I've made a video on Eve, made a video on the Spectrum, on the V. Kind of hoped that I kind of took a hands-off approach, kind of focused on my own life for a little while. Kind of hoped that maybe they would turn around and start being good to customers. They haven't. I'm kind of disappointed, not really shocked, but this is gonna be a quick video. It's not gonna be quick at all. All my video, none of it is quick. So to begin, the big news today: Eve has rebranded to Dough. A lot of people are mad about it in the forum. I think it's kind of a nice name, but to each their own. So Eve has rebranded to Dough. What does this mean for you, the consumer? Especially for a lot of people who have followed me, wanting refunds, wanting their devices, waiting years and years and years and years. This will hopefully, this is a good thing. This is a good thing for people like that, I believe. So to begin, Dough's new website, it's obviously goofy. They're advertising their two Spectrums. They still aren't advertising the Spectrum. You have to go dig to find the the QHE Spectrum. They're never going to sell this. Don't wait for this. It's never coming out. But Dough is a new company, and one of the things fun about a new company is now we have a new company, Dough. I want to say Gambol, but I'm not European, so Dough GmbH. A new company has been formed under the Eve umbrella of a shit show that is this company, that is this experience, that is these devices. One thing also we pointed out, to a couple people pointed out on the forums and on the Reddits, the V is nowhere to be found. Doesn't bode well. I think the V started shipping last year about this time in China. V devices started shipping internationally last month, and they've already removed references to them on their website. So not good, but yeah, we'll see how that plays out. I don't think it'll play out well, but Eve promises they don't. So one thing, obviously big news, Eve has changed. I think they crossed out the wrong thing here. You can go read that. It's kind of funny. But one thing Eve is promising, how about Eve's current customers when it comes to Dough? We owe it to our customers for our success. The company is the same way, and we stay committed to all our current responsibilities such as order, support, warranty, and shipments. This is simply a brand identity change. For more details, questions, please click here. There's nowhere to click. The website is new. I won't chastise their website just yet because it's garbage and it launched today, but it's probably linking to this forum post, which was up today. So I don't know how many posts they've gotten so far. Probably a good bit. 90 posts, I guess. Yeah, 89 posts today so far in the past 8 hours about, hey, we've changed our name. They're claiming the problem is that they can't brand under the Eve brand. I'm not a trademark lawyer. I can't say one way or the other. Trademarks typically work if you use a generic term like Eve or Dough, and you're the only person doing a specific type of industry like consumer electronics, you can usually trademark it. It's why Apple can trademark Apple, because Apple doesn't refer to tech companies until Apple came along and made it refer to themselves as a tech company. So let's not get into the details there of why they change. The reason why they change is to break away from their reputation, to say, hey, we're no longer associated with Eve, like they did with Eve Distribution when they branched Eve Tech into Eve Distribution and claimed everything was Fortress's fault. It's terrible. It's probably a legal liability thing. However, with the formation of Dough GmbH, what does this mean for us, the people who bought an Eve device back in 2016, 2017, hoping for a Windows Surface, Microsoft Surface tablet destroyer, and was ultimately met with unfulfilled orders, broken devices, and just overall a terrible experience? So for a lot of people, nothing. However, for our European friends, Eve now has a European legal presence. So I made this post 2 years ago. I wonder actually how long ago 2 years ago. January of 2021, so not a year and a half ago, I made it. This was, at the time, all of Eve's companies, Fortress Tech, which they swear is not Eve Tech, Eve Distribution, and Eve Holdings were the three companies, were all based in Hong Kong. So this was kind of a breakdown post of, hey, familiarize yourself with what you've agreed to when you purchase a device, contact their support, which obviously that link's broken now. Talk to your credit card chargeback. I think that's something else someone's mentioned, is that now that they're a new company, they can get new credit lines, since all the Eve credit lines are probably destroyed from massive amounts of chargebacks over these past couple months as devices continue to fail to be fulfilled. And then the third option was to contact the Hong Kong Consumer Protection Agency, which I have had people contact me that this worked. I have had a few people say that they followed the Hong Kong Consumer Protection links and everything. They went through the process and Eve refunded them. Because Eve, as a Hong Kong company, when they have the Hong Kong government crawling up their ass, will bow to the customers in order to not be faced with fines or penalties. So I heard this option worked a little bit, but it was still a little bit of a gray area where I am a foreign citizen and a Hong Kong company has wronged me. The Hong Kong government, they might care, they might not. So this worked for some people. Now what you can do, I put this post up a few minutes ago, 20 minutes exactly. Now that Dough is located in Europe, you as European consumers can go through the European Commission, and potentially American customers can go through it as well. Who knows? But you can now use the European Commission to say there's a European company, Dough, that sold me a device, a Spectrum, a V, and has not fulfilled their promise. I want resolution. You are allowed to say that. Europe has very strong consumer protection laws. So this is a good thing for a lot of people. I don't think it's good for Eve, but hey, they've backed themselves into this corner by refusing warranties, by refusing to ship devices, by refusing to refund customers. They've backed themselves in this corner, and it's unfortunate. So I'm just going to plow through all this real quick, and then we'll jump through all the documents as we go. So obviously companies used by the Eve, Fortress, Dough team, because that's what they want to keep saying, we're the same team, which has been scamming people for 6 years. Somehow they're proud of that. Even on the Dough website, they talk about their history dating back to 2016, and it's like that was like really dark point of your history, but whatever. So the last company they used primarily was Eve Distribution Limited. If you paid for an Eve device between I think November of 2019-ish to this month, you paid Eve Distribution Limited, which is a Hong Kong company registered under 2761017. You can go search all this under the company register. The director's index lists that Mr. Tuka Korohonen, I'm going to butcher your name, and I don't give a fuck because you are an asshole. He is the sole director of Eve Distribution. You go through dig through Eve Distribution. It tells you right here, Tuka Korohonen is the sole director of Eve Distribution. This is out of date. I don't feel like going and pull this again. It hasn't changed. So, Mr. Tuka, who holds a Finnish passport, is the one who owns Eve Distribution. He is the one who if you bought a Spectrum or if you bought a V in the past couple of years, you are the one, you gave him your money to give you a device. Eve Distribution is owned entirely by Eve Holdings Limited, company registered 2481856, which once again, Eve Holdings is solely owned by Mr. Tuka Korohonen, who has a Finnish passport. So same guy who owns Eve Holdings Limited owns Eve Distribution Limited, and all shares of Eve Distribution Limited are owned by Eve Holdings Limited. So Eve Holdings owns Eve Distribution wholly. Eve Holdings also has a share breakdown. So this is their annual return filed from a couple years back. This might have changed, to be honest, but again, I don't care. These are all garbage human beings, so they're on blast. So you go by their annual filings, and it shows that Mr. Tuka owns 800,000 shares, and Mr. Mianze Zing owns 200,000 shares of Eve Holdings Limited, which Eve Holdings Limited owns Eve Distribution, which you paid your money to if you've paid between 2019 and 2022. Mr. Mianze Zing is the sole creator of Fortress Tech, which we'll discover in a second. So Fortress Tech, CR2459104, was the original company for anybody who paid for an Eve device prior to 2019, 2016 to 2019-ish. If you went to eve-tech.com and you gave Eve your money, you were giving your money to Fortress Tech, which is why they've since denied any responsibility for it, saying, well, you paid Fortress, we're not Fortress, we're Eve, you can go screw yourself. So this has been a lot of people's problems. I think I've personally tracked about $300,000 worth of refunds through Fortress Tech. However, Fortress Tech, well, let's go back to this. So this is the Eve Holdings. So under Eve Holdings is Mianze Zing owns 200,000 shares, and Fortress Tech Distribution Limited was incorporated by where's he at? Mianze Zing. So the founder of Fortress Tech has shares in Eve Holdings, who is up until this month selling Eve Spectrum, Eve Vs, Eve mouse pads, running the Eve community forums. So the owner of Fortress Tech has been associated with Eve up until this month. So any amount of money you've given to Eve since 2016 through Fortress Tech, through Eve distribution, is tied up right now into Eve. So today we've learned about the newest company, Doe, GmbH. GmbH. What a beautiful, beautiful name for a company, because it's based in a country that has very strong consumer protection laws. Doe, GmbH. I don't know what HRB is. Maybe registered business 784982. You can go dig all through this stuff. So basically, any orders placed from now until they change their name to Doe Distribution in a couple years after they've scammed more people will be through this. So you go dig through the Doe company register. You find that they have an address. They have a physical address in Germany of their offices. It's a construction site. You can go start looking up yourself. But Mr. Tuka Korhonen is once again tied up with Doe Gamba. So this is I've linked here the incorporation documents of Doe. You can go through, and again, you can see Mr. Tuka, he's identified by a Finnish passport. He's now residing in Switzerland, I believe, but it's whatever it is. It's the same guy. It's the same guy who has ties all the way back to 2019 directly and 2016 indirectly. Because Tuka was involved with Eve Tech in the very beginning, but the whole Eve Tech, they maintained very little liability. They did a good job about that. So Doe, GmbH, owned by Mr. Tuka Ville Orisaki Korhonen, whatever the hell his name is. I don't care. He is now the owner of Doe. These are some of their agents. This is the Swiss company reference. So this company, I think, was originally founded by this Rudolf Honegger, which I don't remember if I've seen that name before or not, but basically he's been removed and it's been handed over to Tuka. Here we go, right here. So Doe was incorporated by funding through Tuk AG. So Tuk AG is another new company. Swiss registration 374.311.434, which again, you can go through this, you can find the register, and it basically says Tuka Korhonen of Finland is the owner of this company as well. So basically you have Tuka owns Tuk, which owns Doe, which Tuka is the sole board member of. Tuka owns Eve Holdings, which is the sole owner of Eve Distribution. So anything you've done since 2019 can be directly tied to Tuka. He's been selling the exact same Eve Spectrum monitors. He's been selling the exact same Eve V tablets. Anything you've placed since 2019, you can tie that to Tuka pretty easily. So if you follow this process and you want some sort of resolution, and you think maybe, they're pushing back on it, we're not this, we're not that, all this information is here for you to go dig through and provide all this business documentation, all these legal business filings saying, hey, Mr. Tuka Korhonen is the owner of these companies. He is operating. I don't know exactly how European Hong Kong law works, but I know in America, if you shut down a company and you open up another company doing the exact same thing, generally people of the previous company can sue you and have legal authority to get their stuff back through your new company. Might be different in Europe. I don't know. So Doe and Tuk are the two new things. All these documents and more are in this folder here. Additionally, there's a few Eve Tech things here. This Eve Tech court document showed that there was, I want to say it was 800,000 euros transferred from Eve Tech to Eve Distribution, or maybe Fortress Tech, one of the two. Just basically showing that there was a lot. Eve Tech had money and gave it to other companies and said, well, we don't have any money anymore. Just kind of showing that this company, this leadership, this team has been lying to people since 2016. It's all in here. You can go dig through it if you want. So now that we've gotten all the companies somewhat structured, I did a really bad job. I'm sorry. I've tried to put all the information out there. You can always go through and verify this information yourself. All this stuff is public information. Nothing I'm doing here is private. I haven't hacked anything. I haven't legitimately acquired any of this stuff. It's all publicly available documentation. So it's all out there. The links are all there. How do you get your money back as a European? So, and potentially Americans, I don't know if they'll accept it. The EU Online Dispute Resolution. There is a link you can go here to europa.eu, which is the European Commission, consumer complaints. You can file an online dispute. You can go through. They have a few other things you can do if you want to as well, but I think the online dispute would probably be the easiest for most people and the most convenient. So you'll go through the platform. You'll answer the question on if it's you or not doing it. Yes, no. You'll go ahead and fill in the trader details. So the trader details, you could fill out all the Hong Kong stuff, but if you fill out the Hong Kong stuff, the European Union is going to throw their hands up and say, sorry, dog, we have no jurisdiction here. However, Doe GmbH is a German company. It is a European established company that you can now tell the European Commission, hey, I bought something through this company, and they are not honoring their shipping times. They are not honoring their refunds. They are not honoring their warranties. You now have protection under the European Union through Doe GmbH. So at the moment, the email is help@Eve Devices. I've tried a couple Doe emails. None of them work. They all are dead. Help@Eve Devices still works. They're still using the eve.community link. So even though they're Doe, they're still using a lot of the Eve stuff. If you dig through the website, actually you can see I have the privacy policy pulled up here. You probably can't see it on the screen, but it's privacy policy-Eve. They haven't even updated their website all the way, but that's on them. So currently, help@Eve Devices will get you a response from Eve. So just put that information for now. The email, doe.tech. Company, or which country is Germany, the state, Baden-Württemberg, the street, Kelterstrabe 73. I'm not European. I'm sorry. I'm American as fuck. I apologize for my pronunciation of these words. Postcode 73265 and the city. All publicly available information. You can go find it yourself. You can go to my links and find it on your own. Going into describing your complaint, you bought a consumer good. You bought an information and communication technology ICT good. There's a couple classes of goods. This is the one you want. This covers computer parts, computer devices. So you'll go through this. You'll fill out the date you bought it, how much you paid, put in your order number, what your type of complaint is. Mine, for example, would have been delivery, saying I purchased a device for $1,000 or $1,600 in December of 2016, and my order was never fulfilled. And then what are you asking for? What resolution do you want? Do you want your device? Do you want your money? Do you want warranty work? Fill it all out here. File your complaint. As always, do give Eve a chance. But the problem with Eve right now is they've been telling people we'll give you a refund in 20 days, every 20 days since like December of 2021. They keep telling people, yeah, just 20 more days and we'll get to you. Oh my God, it was an error. We're so sorry. Oh, it was our payment processor. We're so sorry. None of that bullshit. Get the Consumer Protection Board on your side and get their ass in gear to get you your money back. This isn't some goodwill from Eve. Eve is a company that proudly tells you we've been around for 6-7 years, selling hundreds and thousands of devices. And if they can't get their shit together, that's on them, not on you. Do not let Eve support bully you and tell you, well, just wait a couple more days and we'll get you your money back. Just keep waiting. Fuck that. They have been scamming people since 2016 with unfulfilled devices, broken promises, and lies. This is now your opportunity to tell them, I want my device. I want my money. So, fill out this form. You'll fill out the personal information of your name, where you live, country, languages, everything like that. Fill it all out and then go ahead and send it off. It's a pretty simple process. I hope that this works for people. Like I said, the previous process going through this worked. I only know of a few people who talked to me that it worked and that it did. It wasn't many people. I don't know, maybe people were hesitant because it was through Hong Kong or hesitant because it was a little flaky. This is so clear cut. This is a European company that scammed you, a European. Get your consumer protection on their ass. Get it. I hope that everybody who has had trouble with this company can finally find resolution, because again, there have been people who have been waiting for 6+ years, and people say, oh, go to your bank. Banks don't give a shit after 6 months. Some banks will stretch it out to 18 months, but it's generally after 6 months, your money's gone. So I hope that you can all find a resolution through this. I hope this video helps someone out. As always, links down below. Eve haters, leave all your comments down below, because you guys just love to bombard me with stuff when I speak poorly on your terrible, terrible company that you fanboy over. Like, just stop. So that's all I got to say. Video was only 19 minutes. It's going to round up to 20, but So yeah, if you have success, post my Reddit thread, post down below. I hope again that everybody, all I want to see is for Eve to not be a piece of shit. That's all I want, and they have been failing me since I've been caring for the past 3 years. Month after month, continue to fail me. So good luck, Godspeed, and feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have questions. You need help with this. They're pushing back on this. They're pushing back on that. Feel free to reach out to me on Reddit. YouTube, I'm a little bit flakier to get on hold of, but on Reddit, hit me up. I'll try to get back to you. I'll try to help you out. Thank you.